Hello everyone, I have an update from the brain clinic where I was yesterday. And first of all, I want to start with a huge thank you for your lovely comments, for your donations, for your sharing, for your tips, for everything. I couldn't even imagine when the money was coming in. I felt very overwhelmed. We are over 4,000 euros right now, which is amazing. So I thought I would give you an update because there is good news and bad news. And I want to start with the bad news so that we end on a positive note. I misunderstood or misheard the price of the treatment week, which I thought was 2,600 euros, a lot of money. I switched the numbers. So when I just booked in yesterday, it was actually 6,200 euros for just that week, without the stay, without the travel, everything. So I miscalculated almost 4,000 euros. I feel very, very dumb for this and frustrated and scared because now I am booked in. But good news in this way is that the appointments won't be until March. So I have a little bit of time to reach out to you a little bit more, to maybe find some more money somewhere, I don't know yet how, and make it work. I do, thanks to all the donations that came in, we're over 4,000 euros, which is so impressive and so, it feels really supportive and like it calmed me down a lot when I saw that first. Then yesterday when I saw the amount on the email, I was like, ah, again. But it means I can for sure pay the deposit that is needed. And that gives me a little bit of time for the rest. So thank you, first of all, to everyone who donated. I am overwhelmed with the amount of support financially and just lovely words and people sharing and everything. I'm super, super grateful. And as you can imagine with this miscalculation or misunderstanding, which kind of happens a lot with a concussion or a brain injury, I will be changing the amount and updating the GoFundMe. So we're not there yet. But the good news is I had the second appointment yesterday and they tested a bunch of different things. The testing was actually pretty fun. It kind of was like the Efteling, if you know that. I had to stand on a balance plate and like look at a wall that was also moving. Felt like Villa Volta if you've ever been there. I had some weird funky glasses on with little cameras in it that were tracking the motions of my pupils and the focusing of my pupils, to test how my eyes were responding, how my balance is. The last one was a dark room with a chair in the middle, a spinny chair that I got strapped into with my head against something as well, like strapped in fully with glasses on again. And they spun me around at the end very, very fast to see how my body responded or how my eyes responded to this, which was like dizzying, but pretty fun. The results came in right after and they said that there is definitely a few things that are not working right in my brain. One of them being my left balance thing that is either broken itself or there's some brain damage from, I don't know how he said it exactly, but there is some brain damage that makes this not work properly. So balancing. He also, I felt very called out because he tracked how fast I could respond to things. And this was definitely not good. And I said, I have been scared of driving the car because I feel like I can't respond fast enough to things. And he said, yes, I would not want to be next to you or behind you in a car. So yeah, he said it's best to just wait for the treatment and then afterwards probably driving will go a lot better as well. Oh, and there is something called nystagmus in my eyes as well, in two directions, meaning my eyes constantly float one way and then adjust. Float one way and adjust. Float one way and adjust, which basically feels like I'm turning right all the time and I'm falling backwards all the time. So that was interesting to hear. And they said my brain has found a way to solve this, but basically my eyes are not doing it as we're looking at each other because my brain found a fix, but the fix doesn't actually fix the problem. It just, I don't know how to say, but it fixes it in the moment, but it's not a fix that actually fixes anything up here. So I thought that was very interesting as well. So there are things wrong, and these are exactly the things that they are experts in treating. And so he recommended I do they call it the intensive week, which is 1 week of 3 treatments a day in Haarlem. And I booked that in because it felt like it's kind of funny when you have something for so long, you kind of doubt yourself on and off. Like, am I just being lazy for sleeping so much? Am I just making up this headache or this nausea or these symptoms? Like, am I focusing too much on things that makes it worse? So it was really nice to hear from him. Yes, there are things that are not working right in your brain, and their treatment is focused on either fixing the pathways in the brain or creating new pathways to help the brain work better again and function better. And from what I've read in the reviews and heard from people that I spoke to there that were in the treatment, it's really fun to be in a center where everyone has kind of the same symptoms. I felt very like people were wearing hats like me and everything. I felt very normal. He said they are experts in treating this, and that's what I wanted to say. The people that I spoke to said after the first few days were very intense, lots of extra symptoms, and then afterwards it was already a big shift after just a few days of their treatment. So I booked in, and I have a few months to wait. It will be in March. It is now the middle of December, so we have some time. But I am hopeful, which I have not said up until now. Because if you have something for so long, there's always people coming with new ideas and new treatments and new, maybe even the doctor sometimes gave me like, can't it just be sinusitis? I don't know what it's called, but like infection of this. And you get a test and the test is negative, which is good, but it's also not good because it means that it's not that thing that can be cured. So to finally have something like this is definitely very typical. He called it very typical post-concussion syndrome things that are wrong. And that's what they, that's what they specialize in. Not finding words is also part of this. So making this video, I'm just leaving all the mistakes in because it's the real me. And that's what it is right now. Maybe with the final update video after like in March somewhere, I will be able to speak normally and make full sentences and think ahead of what I'm going to say. But also maybe ADHD will not let me do that. So that's the update for now. They did all the tests. There is a treatment. They think I'm a great candidate for it, but it is a lot more money than I expected. So I'm going to share the link again to hopefully many people. I'm going to do more because I made the GoFundMe, and I was very scared to share it. But once I shared it, then I didn't share it again, ever, basically, because I feel very weird about asking for money, especially with so many horrible things happening in the world that probably need the money so much more than me. So I don't want to take up space for other like war zones and mass shootings and murders and everything. That's not me. I just have headaches and can't function. But I am sharing it. I'm pushing myself to share it again because I don't have 3,600 euros left over to just put towards the treatment. But I'm hopeful. And I'm mostly so grateful for you guys, for the donations, for the support, the comments, the sharing, everything. So whether you donated 0 euros or I don't know, I am so grateful to all of you. Thank you for being here. Now I'm off to another therapist